Hi there, my name is Abigail Martin, and I'm currently serving as Wisconsin's 72nd Alice in Dairyland. As Alice in Dairyland, I travel all over the state of Wisconsin, representing agriculture. Do you know what agriculture means?
Go ahead, shout it out.
That's right, it's all about our farms and farmers. Because we know food doesn't start in a store. We need farms and farmers to grow fruits, vegetables, and to raise dairy cows, like right here on my family's dairy farm. So what's it like to be a dairy cow on one of Wisconsin's 7,000 plus dairy farms? We're going to take an insider's look. I'm excited to show you around my family's dairy farm. I am in the 4th generation to live and work on this farm, and for over 100 years, members of the Martin family have been caring for the land, the water, and the animals that reside here on our farm.
Today's tour is brought to you in partnership with the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, who represent farm families all across our state. So let's get going and head out to our first farm tour stop.
Welcome to my family's freestall barn. This is where our dairy cows live each and every day. As you can see right now, they are all enjoying morning breakfast. Cows on my family's farm are different breeds. Most likely in the state of Wisconsin, you'll see a Holstein cow. Those are the black and white cows. But right by me, we also have a red and white Holstein cow. Other breeds you may see in Wisconsin are Jersey, Brown Swiss, Ayrshire, Milking Shorthorn, or Guernsey. Our cows are nice and comfortable here in the freestall barn. They have fans to keep them cool in the hot Wisconsin summers, and cloths that come down on the side of the barn to keep them warm in chilly Wisconsin winters. They also lay on a bed of sand. It's just like they're at the beach every single day. The sand keeps them nice and comfortable and keeps their hair nice and clean.
Did you know cows have different personalities? Let's stay here in the barn and go find one of my favorites. Everyone meet my favorite cow, Harley. Harley is 5 years old and has had 3 calves. She loves to take afternoon naps here on the comfy sand, just like at the beach. Besides my family, we also have other helpers around the farm.
It's really important that all of our cows are happy and healthy. But sometimes on the farm, we have a cow that doesn't feel very good. Have you ever had a tummy ache? Or bumped your toe and had a sore foot? That happens to our cows sometimes too. So we're thankful that we have a veterinarian. A veterinarian is just like a doctor, but for our cows. Our veterinarian comes out to the farm whenever our cows are not feeling well to help them feel better. This is the truck that our veterinarian drives. If you've ever seen one on the road, you can tell it's a veterinarian by the symbol on the back of their truck.
Off to our next stop on the farm.
Have you ever driven by a dairy farm and thought, are those tires? And what is that big white tarp that they're covering? Well, this is where our feed is stored for the cows. Each year during the fall, when we harvest our crops, we put them into these bunkers to hold the crops and cover them with these white tarps to prevent oxygen from getting in. The tires hold the tarp down and make sure that we have fresh food to feed our cows all year long.
Now let's go around to the front and check out this feed.
We're here at the feed bunker. A bunker is a fancy name to call a place where we store all of our cows' feed for the entire year. Behind me is a pile of corn silage. That means last fall we harvested the entire corn plant. The corn, the husk around it, and the entire stalk. All parts of the corn plant are good for the cow to eat, whether they get energy from the corn kernel itself or digestive fiber from the stalk of the corn plant. This corn silage is just one part of what the cows eat each and every day. Each morning, my uncle gets up to make feed for our cows. He makes a total mixed ration, or a salad for our cows. This way, the cows can get all of their nutrients at the same time. The total mixed ration starts out with corn silage and has ingredients added to it. Some of the ingredients that are added are more corn. This is dry corn. Another ingredient that is added to the total mixed ration, or the cow's salad, is this protein mix. This is specially created by a nutritionist for our family's cows. Nutritionists make sure that our cows are receiving all of the nutrients that they need to be strong and healthy.
But where does all this feed come from? Let's go check it out. Next stop on our tour, we're standing here in one of my family's fields. This field is used to grow crops to feed our cows. You can see winter wheat growing here behind me that will be harvested this summer to be included in that salad mixture that our cows love to eat. It's really important that farmers care for the land that they run, because the land is used to grow crops to feed our cows. Just as my family has been farming for 4 generations on this same land, we hope to continue that for 4 more generations. In order to do so, we must make sure that we are caring for our land and water resources. Next up, we're moving on to a field that is ready to be planted. Most of our crops are planted in the spring. Here, you can see members of my family getting ready to plant corn. Let's go take a closer look. Next stop on our farm tour, I hopped inside of a tractor to see how corn is being planted right here on my family's farm. The corn that's planted this spring will be harvested later in the fall to feed our cows for the entire year. There's lots of technology that goes into corn being planted, whether it be monitors that are making sure corn is planted every step of the way, or to make sure that corn rows are not running over each other, so that the corn plants have plenty of room to grow. We've been talking all about what cows eat, but what about what they drink? We're headed back to the farm to check it out.
I'm here by one of our cow waterers, where cows come to drink water. It's really important that all of the cows on our farm have plenty of water to drink every day. Did you know an adult cow can drink a bathtub full of water each and every day? Can you imagine?
And now to one of my favorite spots on the farm, where the youngest members of our herd live.
This is where all of our baby calves live. Our baby calves live in these cute little houses called hutches with a friend. We pair calves together because they like to be around other calves. Our calves are fed just like baby humans. Except this is the size of the bottle, much bigger than the bottle you probably used as a baby. Calves will drink this bottle full of milk. Once calves start to get a little bit older, just like when you were a baby and started to eat food, calves do too. This is what calves eat. As you can see, there's some corn in here and some other pellets that have all of the nutrients that they need to grow big and strong.
As the calves get older, their diet will change from milk to water. Just like we saw in the previous station, cows drink a lot of water. Does anyone remember how much? That's right, a bathtub full.
Calves can walk within 1 hour of being born, so they're on the go almost straight from birth.
As our calves get older, they will be grouped together with friends their age. Let's go check out where these girls live.
We've arrived at our next stop here on my family's dairy farm. I'm standing in front of our heifers. A heifer is just like a teenager, a little bit older than a calf, but not quite as old as our mama cows. As you can see, cows are very curious animals. That's why they've all come to say hello to me and you. You may also notice something about the cows on my family's farm. They all have these fancy earrings called ear tags. That has identification information on our cows so that we know who's who and can make sure we can track all of the animals on our farm.
And now we're headed to the heart of our farm's operation, where all of our milk is collected. You'll have to listen closely. It's a little loud at our next stop.
Welcome to our milking parlor. This is where our cows on my family's farm come to be milked 3 times a day. The cows come in from the barn where they live all day in groups. And the cows come in 8 at a time. 8 cows stand on one side as they get ready to be milked. Cows first are fore-stripped, which is where we remove the first part of milk that comes from the cow to really analyze the milk and make sure that it is clean and ready to be put in the tank. Then the cow's udders are cleaned with either an iodine or chlorhexidine solution to sanitize the cow's teats. Think of like hand sanitizer that we're putting on the cow's teats. That stays on the cow's teats for at least a minute to make sure that it has time to react to any bacteria that the cow may have acquired while laying out in her sand beds in the freestall. Then we'll come through and wipe the cow's teats with a clean towel to make sure that it is nice and dry before attaching the unit. The milking unit is then attached. It has 4 inflations, 1 for each teat. When that is attached, it feels just like a vacuum on the cow's teats. Nice and soft, alternating left, right, left, right. And that's how the milk comes down from the udder into the pipeline. It's really gentle and does not hurt the cow at all, just a vacuum pressure on the cow's teats. On average, cows produce around 8 to 10 gallons of milk each day. Once the cows are done being milked, the sensors in the milking machine can sense that they are done milking and will automatically come off the cow.
The last step in the milking process is to dip the cow's teats with a protective solution to make sure that her udder is protected when she heads back out to the barn. So where does the milk go after it comes from the cow? Let's go find out.
After the milk is harvested from the cow, it comes directly into our bulk tank or our milk storage tank, this big tank right behind me. The milk has to be instantly cooled when it comes from the cow, because when it comes from the cow, it's 101 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a really hot summer day. And it needs to be cooled down to about 35 or 36 degrees Fahrenheit, the same temperature as your refrigerator at home. To do this, we use cold groundwater that runs right next to the milk to cool it down. Then the milk stores in this tank until the milk truck comes to the farm to pick it up. Milk trucks come to family farms every day, every other day, or sometimes multiple times a day. And maybe you've seen a milk truck on the road. It looks just like this big tank, but on wheels. Milk trucks take milk from family farms to dairy plants all over the state of Wisconsin. And most likely in our state, it's headed to a cheese plant.
Well, folks, it's that time. We've reached the end of our tour. We're off to our last destination.
We've come to the final stop here on the tour of my family's dairy farm. I wanted to end in front of this building, one of the oldest buildings on our farm, where milk was originally collected and stored over 100 years ago by my family. I hope you've enjoyed this tour brought to you in partnership with the dairy farmers of Wisconsin. Next time you head to the grocery store, be sure to look for those Wisconsin-made products, whether it be yogurt, cheese, ice cream, or a cold glass of milk. This is Abigail Martin, your 72nd Alice in Dairyland, signing off.